I walked through the wilderness of this world. I lighted on a place where was a den. I laid me down to sleep, and as I slept, I dreamed a dream. I dreamed and dreamed again. And behold, I saw a man clothed with rags standing in a certain way, with his face from his own house, and a book in his hand, and a great burden upon his back placed. I looked and saw the man open the book, read therein, and as he read, he wept too. He trembled, and not able to contain, broke out with a cry, "Oh, what shall I do?" In this plight, therefore, he went home, refrained himself from speaking his heart to his wife, lest his dear children perceive his distress, but he could not so long silence his strife. Wherefore at length he spake his mind to them. Thus he began, "O my dear wife," said he, "and you, the children of my own loins, I am undone by burdens that bear upon me. Moreover, I am for certain informed that this our city will be burned by fire, in which fearful overthrow, both myself, with thee, my wife, and the sweet babes we've sired, shall miserably come to ruin, except we find a fortress for which to flee to." At this, his relations were sore amazed, not that they believed what he said was true, but because they thought that some distemper had drilled deep down into his frenzied head. Therefore, it drawing towards the night, they, with haste, escorted the man off to his bed. But the night was as troublesome to him as the day, wherefore instead of sleeping, he spent it in sighs and tears. So, when morn was come, Christian was worn thin from weeping. So, he set to talk to them once again, but they all turned away, hardened their hearts. They thought to drive his distemper away by harsh and surly verbal swords and darts. Sometimes they'd deride, other times they'd chide, while other times they would quite neglect him. Wherefore, he began to retire himself away to pray they would not reject him. Also, to console his own misery, he would walk alone in the fields, reading and sometimes praying. And thus for some days he spent time in pastures, interceding. I saw, upon a time, he was walking in fields, as he was wont, reading a book, greatly distressed in his mind. As he read, he burst out, crying with a voice that shook. "What shall I do to be saved?" he cried, as he looked to and fro searching for a guide. Yet he stood frozen, for as I perceived, the way which to go he could not decide. I looked and saw a man, evangelist, coming to him, asked, "Wherefore dost thou cry?" He answered, "Sir, I perceive by the book in my hand that I am condemned to die.